Just in case you're not well acquainted with my next guest, Dave Portnoy is the founder and owner of Barstool Sports, a wildly successful media company with a particular appeal to young men, a demographic that helped Donald Trump win back the White House. Barstool Sports has nearly 50 million followers on TikTok, publishes some of the most popular podcasts in the country. Now, Portnoy's followers get a steady stream of sports content, financial advice, pizza reviews, and unfiltered and some say offensive conversations. In recent days, he has gone viral for comments about tariffs imposed by President Trump, whom Portnoy supports. Dave Portnoy joins me now. Thank you so much for being here. You have been openly questioning the president's tariff strategy. I want our viewers to see and hear what you said on Monday.
I went super viral when I said I lost $7 million. I'd kill to be back to losing $7 million. I haven't even looked. If I had to guess, I'm down in these last 3 days, probably close to 20. I don't know, like 10, 15% of my net worth, poof. But I'm still here. That's the game. That's what I'm in. Like, do I like it? No. Am I crying? Am I like, oh, woe is me? I wish I voted for Kamala. No. Do I wish this didn't go down like this? Yes.
Now, you obviously voted for President Trump. You also said that you think he's a smart guy. You are willing to give him a couple of days or even a couple of weeks. Where are you now?
So it's uncomfortable. Anytime the stock market's like this and you're invested in it, it's certainly uncomfortable. But I stand with it. He ran on tariffs. He said he was a tariff fan. And I don't pretend to be an economist. I don't think I realized that we'd have this market crash. I don't think most people did. But I think he believes in what he's doing and trying to basically strong arm China and get better deals for the U.S. I'm willing to still give him time. I think the big date is the midterms, which is a long time out. But I do think that in this country, the number one issue, no matter what is going on, is the economy. And if the stock market doesn't show some signs of rebound or rebounding by then, I think people speak with their vote. So, but I'm still he was pretty straightforward that I'm tariffs. I don't like China. I'm going to do all this stuff. He's doing what he ran on. So to turn around just because we've had 3 or 4 bad days in the stock market, super uncomfortable. My bigger thing at this point is let's not pretend it's not a major issue. Like it is. And you can't separate. I don't think I saw the Treasury Secretary Bessent today, like separating Main Street and Wall Street.
Yes, he did.
They're pretty connected. Yeah, they're pretty connected in my book. So I don't know if he's just talking about the super fat cats, but if the stock market's tanking, we are going to have an economic meltdown over the long term. So I'm still going to give him time. He said, I think Trump said, it was a sick patient. He needed to take medicine. I'm taking my medicine, and I don't like my medicine, but I'm willing to take it. I voted for him, and in a way, it's disingenuous now to be like, hey, what are you doing with these tariffs? Because he did make it pretty clear he was a tariff guy.
He did. No question about it. There's being a tariff guy and then doing it the way he is doing it, proceeding the way he is proceeding. You comfortable with that too? Not just the policy, but the process through which he is imposing this policy?
I certainly wish he would give maybe a victory here or there right now. Like he has the power really to turn the stock market and get it ripping. And when there's been a fake rumor or a misquote, like he's going to postpone the tariffs or whatever, if he would come out and say, hey, we did this great agreement with Japan or Vietnam, the stock market would rip. I firmly believe that. Instead, what do you say? Everyone's kissing his ass last night. But that's right. Trump. Like that is how he speaks, and it does resonate in a way to people. Like I'd almost rather feel like I'm getting straight talking, and I can't change. It's like that's always who he's been. Do I wish maybe he was treating our friends a little nicer, our allies, and things like that? Yeah, because I'm in the stock market, but at the same time, this is who I voted for, and time is going to bear it out. He's playing an extremely high risk game of poker. Um, and if it turns out great, it'll be a great move and one of the great things that he's done. If not, I think the voters will speak at midterms.
There is a long time, Dave, between now and the midterms, particularly when you think about how quickly things have changed just even in the past couple of weeks with the economy. You're okay. You can just stomach this until if it continues where it is until the midterms.
If we drop 5% every day from here to the midterms, no, I can't stomach that. Nobody's going to stomach that. If this flattens out and we don't have gigantic drops and it doesn't keep dropping to that effect, yes, I can handle that for a long time. If it every day we're going through crazy, I mean, I thought today would be worse than it was because today was
Mm-hmm.
the deadline and the market is unpredictable. So if we've bottomed out or gotten close to bottom out, yeah, I can live with that. I can live with that proposition. And again, do I love everything? Like, did I love that he was on the golf course? When the stock market was tanking, no. But if he could sit around and say, you know what, like he's almost in a box where if he can't show weakness in these negotiations, so you can't just run now that the market is bad because then all of this would have been for nothing. So I'm
Mm-hmm.
hoping his art of the deal comes to fruition. But no, if you're asking me, can I wait a year and a half with the stock market tanking 5% every day or 4% or 3%? No, I don't think anybody can.
You have talked about the midterms a lot and about the fact that Democrats could or maybe should win big if we are where we are then, which is a very big if. Could you see yourself supporting Democrats?
Yeah, absolutely. One thing about me, I which drives me crazy. I vote for Trump. I support him. I was never like some crazy MAGA guy. Like
Mm-hmm.
I look at each candidate and I choose who I like. I think the left and a lot of even what they did with, I want to say, hiding Biden's mental state and not having a primary really drove me to the right. So I am not somebody who would just strictly vote based on Republican or Democrat. I vote on the people running, how I think they speak to me, the issues that are important to me. But yes, I will
Mm-hmm.
vote how I feel is the best interest of what I believe in.
You have said and do continue to say things that many people find offensive, but other people come to you for those controversial things that you talk about, especially young men. And we talk a lot about young men as it sort of relates to politics on the show, on Inside Politics. Knowing your audience the way you do you think that they will stick with Donald Trump the way you are for now?
Yes, I don't think people are bailing ship now. It's way too early. Now, again, I think a lot of people who follow me are interested in the stock market. I think when you hear, Wall Street, Main Street, there's a major shift that has happened, I would say, I don't know, 4 or 5 years, but the average person can invest in the stock market now. Like it's a lot
Mm-hmm.
harder, 20 years ago when you needed a broker, you can just go to Robinhood, log on. People are buying crypto, they're buying stocks. So it's far more intertangled. And I think a lot of people care about it, but I don't think people are jumping ship right now. And one thing that I really can't think or can't be underestimated, I even say it now, like I have I get more hate and have always gotten more hate and more extreme hate from the left than I've gotten from the right. And this is before people knew what side I was on. I find the
Mm-hmm.
left personally far more intolerant than I do the right. Now, obviously, that may be because the right perceives me as leaning towards their side. But yeah, I just, we're really, when you say, are people going to switch? People in my shoes, I really feel like believe we don't have a spot in the Democratic Party right now. If I went through my mentions, people are calling me really like, and I don't post it, but like nasty things like I'm sexist, I'm racist, I'm this, I'm that. I again would invite anybody to go really dig into what I've said and what I've done in the past, and there's just nothing to add up to that. But the hate I get is extreme.
Yeah. Well, we can hopefully you'll come back and we can talk about you were discussing the Democratic Party. I right after the election, I played a soundbite of you talking about the fact that Democrats have a moral superiority complex for David Axelrod, and he's a pretty important Democrat in the party, and he said he agreed with you. So we can talk about that. Just one last question, yes or no. Has Donald Trump reached out to you since you've been talking about the tariffs?
No, nope.
Okay.
I
Okay.
don't even know. I don't think he has my number, but no.
He has ways. Dave Portnoy, thank you so
Yeah, and
much.
it wouldn't change. Yeah, it wouldn't change how I felt, but thank you. Appreciate it.
Thanks for coming on.